Darren, what do you think of the next matchup? You know, it's ReeceHarms versus CrocsToSchool being the previous Vengir champion. What do you think that does to mentality of both these players?
Well, for starters, for CrocsToSchool, you know, he knows that he knows how to play Vengir. You know, the fact that he's here on the basis of that says a lot. He's done this before. He's been here before. I'm not too sure who, you know, how the other players' play style. So I'm very curious to see how this is gonna pan out. I mean, when we're playing Vengir, it is always going to be a slower start than most other tribes. So this can go in both directions. But from what we've seen so far, I think we're going to be in for a treat for sure, because these games go on and we're definitely going to see some late game action. Unless, of course, there is a very obvious, you know, early game village advantage
and push and fear struck into the enemy. We have yet to see the same champion twice, I believe. So maybe CrocsToSchool could be the first one to break that chain, first one to defend their crown. We're gonna find out in just a moment. Here we go. The second semi-final to decide the second finalist begins now. Now, let's not forget, this is a best of 3. We'll definitely be seeing these two at least twice, maybe even 3 times. It's worth mentioning, as of late, we have not had any sweeps. In my opinion, that speaks to the quality of competition. Take me through the start.
Well, both players start in the south here. You got Reece, who has a close... both players also actually very close access to the lighthouse here. We have one village. Let's see if Reece gets a village here. No, he doesn't. So it's looking like CrocsToSchool is going to have an early game village advantage here. But what I'm looking at here is, you know, a great forge spot for CrocsToSchool. He's got 3 mines. So he, you know, looking at just the start of this game, if I had to quickly analyze this, I'd say that, and my prediction is that CrocsToSchool is probably going to get the first giant here. And we're also going to see an early fighting, a lot of fighting early game, because they're just so close to each other. Look at that. They meet each other.
Hello.
And that was fast. And the fact that you know, it's a little bit unlucky for ReeceHarms, because, you know, he needs to somehow try and find more villages. He needs to go, you know, to the north, to the northwest, ideally, and get some villages, because he knows that now Crocs has full control of that village, and he's got a swordsman on there.
Yeah, he's not shifting him anytime soon. Crocs sees him. Go on, just go for him. Just knock him about a bit, son. Now, it is worth mentioning that you say that he's on the village and Reece needs to go and find more villages, but Crocs is kind of trapped here. You know, obviously in a very strong early position, but if he doesn't take advantage, I mean, I think this might be a shorter game, because I think if Crocs doesn't take advantage of this early sort of lead he'll have, he doesn't push. But to be fair, he doesn't know what's behind it. It probably would have been a mistake to anyway. But again, there's more of the map for Reece to explore here and pushes past. Oh, sorry. Oh, is he going to contest it?
Well, he's definitely going to try and go in there.
Please do.
You know, looking... Yeah. Goes for the start. Okay. That is a safe choice here. He knows where he is, so I don't think he's too concerned with getting as much vision. But this is
this is an interesting start, huh?
Yeah.
Both players meet each other on, what was that, turn 3?
Turn 3.
There we go. A little bit of violence. First kill on turn 5. Sees
some action here.
Warrior behind. Oh. It's a great play, though. It doesn't take any damage on that. Yeah.
I think Reece is able to siege next turn.
I think you're right.
If I'm not
trying to do the maths.
Yeah, because the swordsman is going to deal, what is it, 7, 8? And then he's got 2 swordsmen. And then, so if he just goes climbing, he's able to kick that off. And then Crocs won't have any defense. So is he going to go for a defender or wall or stars?
Oh,
probably
this is a
considering
very
it. He's like,
interesting early. This is such. Now, I think the game itself is flying in the face of what we said. We literally said we would talk about this in the break. We're having a little chat about the previous games. We're having a chat about this game, and we thought, yeah, these are longer games. You even said the words, we'll get more into the late game. It does go for walls.
look at that. Goes for walls. Now,
Oh, this is interesting.
question is, does that break through, yes or no? So what Reece needs to consider here is, you know, because he has to go for climbing if he wants to siege that. If he can, though, I'm not sure. This is where I need the poly calculator actually live. Let me pull it up.
I heard you turn. I heard your entire body turn so you can start typing away. I think this is such an interesting early game. This is, again, I think it's whoever wins this early battle is going to win. Again, let's not forget. There we go. A little bit of combat.
Okay.
Takes out the swordsman. Okay. All right. Interesting. Gets a swordsman. Gets a warrior. How does Crocs respond? Pushes a warrior forward.
So,
is he going to... Oh, my God. This is... Yeah, does a little bit of damage there. This is great. Again, Crocs has the initial advantage, but he is on the defensive. If he can, I think if he can hold this push, gets the swordsman, if he can hold this push, and I think he's going to be able to, he will be in the strong position. Now, can Reece, who doesn't see what's behind it, what move is he going to make? Because if he pushes, all right, there we go. 2 full-strength swordsmen right there. And now he's going to send the warrior west. He's not going to get fully caught up in this. He's going to think, all I need to do is distract my opponent. I need to keep his eyes on the battle, on the city of Stuth, which is a terrible thing for a caster to have to pronounce. I mean, come on, give us a chance. Heals his warrior. Let's see. Again, he's got him back into the corner. Now, I have a suspicion that is going to be a land bridge up north. What do you think? I don't think it's just going to be water there. I don't think it's that trap.
It might. Yeah. No, I'm curious to see what that's going to be. But, you know, first of all, that wall was a very great play. Because even with 2 swordsmen, he wouldn't have been able to siege. The warrior would have survived with 1 HP. So it was the correct play by CrocsToSchool here. Now, the question is, will Reece focus on expansion? I think he will. I did see his warrior move a little bit more to the side there. Yeah, look, so he's going backwards there. He realizes that I'm not going to be able to take that. He tried his luck trying to get that early siege, and if he would have gotten that, it would have been huge for Reece. But Crocs was able to defend that very well. He's currently one city up, but again, that did cause his technology to become a little bit more expensive. And now you see that Reece has 13 stars. So he's got some choices here.
There's also an awkward one. He has a swordsman on the front line that has 4 health. So he's pushed him forward to use some to sort of scout around a little bit. He has to know this is in a bit of a disadvantage. Now, it's also worth mentioning, Crocs could push him as well. If he doesn't commit enough, nice, well done. Good kill there. And he's going to push. He is going to push. Continues the pressure. And again, you're going to want to see that warrior keep on inching forwards. There you go. Found a village. This is really nice play from Reece, who again, let's not forget, is taking on the reigning, defending champion of Vengir. This is, it's very nice play from both of these players. Doing the best with what they have. And both of them, again, we had to get up a calculator to figure out what Crocs and what Reece were doing in their heads. Let's see now.
Okay, see the village, forwards. I mean the ruin there.
You can't ignore the swordsman. There you go. Which stops him from going north, by the way. Which obviously Reece doesn't know, but that's a lot of time lost.
So Reece is gonna pull back with the other village here, and you know, looking at this right now, Crocs, of course, has to be able to defend. He can't afford to lose any of these villages right now, because it's what you just said early on in the game. He is a little bit restricted there, right? Like you got the ocean, the lake. His only path is either to go for a push, or to go for fishing, or to, you know, slowly, 1 turn at a time, go towards the north east there.
Yeah. And it's such nice play from Reece here, pushing forwards with these swordsmen. Each time pushing forwards, and it's fantastic because it's forcing Crocs to spend resources on defense. He has to. There's no choice. So now he's going to threaten the capital. And Crocs has to throw warriors at the problem, get more swordsmen. Now, Reece does have to be a little bit concerned that he doesn't get overwhelmed himself. I don't think that's going to happen here. But what fantastic play from both sides. I do like Reece just continually pushing forwards and taking the gamble. Now, let's see how Crocs is going to deal with this enemy warrior in his midst.
Well, I think he knows that the swordsman can't really do much here.
Yep.
You know, so gets the defense. He knows he's safe now. 10 stars left. The question now is, you know, where does he move? If I were him, I'd really try and focus on either pushing somewhere towards the northeast there, or maybe launching a counterattack himself, because Reece now sees that he has a lot of land that he can expand into. He's got another village here. He might go for, well, he should probably go for technology here. I think he might go for hunting forestry, or he's going to go for some roads, is my prediction, simply due to the fact that he wants to be able to defend, and he's got a lot of forests around his cities, especially the first capital and that third village that he's about to capture. So he needs to be able to defend. Yeah, hunting forestry here.
There you go, nice. Level up the city count. Finds
and
a ruin.
Continues to advance. Gets the first giant. I was wrong. I actually predicted that CrocsToSchool was going to get it. Looks like Reece is getting it. Fairly so. I mean, CrocsToSchool had to focus a lot of resources into a defense here.
Yep.
Lost out on 5 stars due to the fact that he had to go for the wall. and fairly so. I mean, without it, he would have lost. That is huge. That is huge for Reece.
Explorer, right? That's insane. Turn 10, it's the first explorer. I will also say, nice, he already had his moves planned out. Look how quick it is from the champ. Knew exactly what he wants to do and how he wanted to get there. Like I said, it's worth saying that this defensive pressure that Crocs had to deal with was Reece gambled. I want to make that very clear. Reece gambled. It was a very calculated gamble to push forward with his 2 warriors, and he's reaping the benefits from it now. Initially, Crocs in a much better position, very, as in like the 3 cities to 2 for that long, and forcing him to dedicate those resources takes away that advantage and now puts that into Reece's hands. So this is going to be a very interesting series. I think this is going to be a 2-1 sort of series. Both these players very good. How fast was Crocs there, huh?
Yeah, he was incredibly fast. And one of the things that he did as well is he saved his stars, as you can see, right? He didn't actually spend any of his stars, and I think he wants to, because he did take a little bit of time towards the end there, when it came to ending his turn. And I think he was contemplating, what technology am I going to go for next? Whereas, you know, he wants to spend that time and throw it over to Reece. And look at the time bank, by the way.
Yeah.
10 seconds on Reece, 3.5 minutes to CrocsToSchool. But yeah, he was able to think, goes for hunting.
There you go.
Goes for climbing.
That warrior did his job. And now he can see the giant coming his way.
Yeah.
There you go. Uses that information, grabs forestry. I like that he has all of his troops positioned in the mountains, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
He has
that
to
is
protect
also
that city.
Great. Yeah. It's great positioning because of the defense bonus here.
Mm-hmm.
But he is now seeing that giant.
I mean, he has to get one himself.
Yeah, he is. He's got a
border growth.
We got border growth. And now he's going to be able to go for the giant next turn if he wants to, with all these forests that are around.
Oh, I like that move. He's just probing a little bit like, hey, all right, I see where you're going. I now have a good amount of troops that you forced me to buy. Watch me use them. Let's see how Reece deals with this now, this newfound.
So what will he get from the ruin here?
Ooh.
As long as he's not an explorer, he's good.
What's the second most useless thing you think? Oh, there you go, population growth.
Oh, that is very good for him. So you can go for a second giant here. If he wants to. I think he has an unused forest. Those 3 warriors there that are lined up by CrocsToSchool. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
Gets the giant and a swordsman as well.
Lovely. I mean, surely he just goes for it, right? 2 giants. You know your opponent's going to get one, presumably on the next turn. Just go. Keep that pressure up. Again, it's whenever he can put that pressure on him. It's better for him there. And he's getting the units now 8 to 8. I do like Crocs hiding in the mountains.
So both very similar, but yeah, Crocs is getting that push. Gonna get his own giant here, and he can afford. He could afford 2 giants in his yeah. So he's gonna go the monument
Sure,
here.
that's what he's gonna do. Yeah, that's very evenly matched.
Yeah, there we go.
Nice, well done.
Caught up. Actually, got back on. Oh, stars. That's actually very, very good here. Stars gives Reece a lot more options. The only thing that I'm a little bit concerned about here is his timing. So he needs to be able to think very quickly.
Yes.
If he wants to make some good moves. So, you know, is he going to push? Is he going to defend? Going for defense there. Deciding not to attack that swordsman. He knows it's on a mountain, right? So he has that defense bonus here. Now, the correct play, I would say here, is for... there we go. I was gonna say go.
Yeah, me too, buddy. Sure. Yeah, that's what
mathematics.
I was also gonna say. That you can just admit you didn't.
No,
that's what I like to do. I wait for players
that.
to do something, and I go, "Yep, it was."
And then you're like, "Yeah,
my suggestion."
yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
I was 5 seconds too late there, but no. I was gonna say the correct play here for Reece here is really just to focus on defense, because now that CrocsToSchool has his own 2 giants, and not now as well archery, both players are gonna go for a push here. So
Yeah.
you know, the question now is, it's looking like Reece is in a little bit more of a expansion mode here, because Crocs knows that he is kind of limited. His only movement is that northeast side with 1 warrior, if I was not mistaken, unless it's a swordsman, but I think it was a warrior. So, and you look at Reece here, who has, you know, the additional, he got the additional village, and he's getting another one, so he's going to be up 1 village, which is going to help a lot, and it's looking like he's going to get faster expansion as well towards the north side of the map there. There might be some villages hidden behind the fog of war. Very equal in terms of start. Goes for fishing here. Okay. So I actually like this play a lot. He's going to be able to move either into... what's that village? And...
nice. Immediately attacks that juggernaut. Not like in the free reign that Reece is giving Crocs here.
Yeah. He
Forward.
wants to defend. So he's got catapults though. Catapults are very effective in defending against, you know, both the giants as well as those squishy archers and warriors as well. One tap them.
Now, if he jumps on that city, there's climbing. If Crocs puts that giant on that city, it's a little bit awkward to deal with it. I wouldn't advise it, but I'm trying to do the maths like in my head.
Yeah.
There we go. Nice little bit of splash damage there. That's very well played.
He is. I think he might be able to defend this. So CrocsToSchool could move into that village. He's got a lot of archers in the back there. An extra giant following up. But it's looking like he wants to... Is he going to border growth this? Or is he going to... goes for the extra catapult. So this is a good play. He's really just going defensive here.
Yeah. So he gets into the mountains, right? Now, How far does he want to take this push? That's the question. I mean, he's a city down. He's about to not be, to be fair.
Yeah,
Guys, this is a great game. Look at this. They're just constantly fighting the entire time. I mean, Reece was 7 kills to Crocs 4. So, I mean, that was just from the early attacks there. But both of them kind of mirroring each other to a degree. So a fun little symmetry. I enjoy the Polytopia games the most, where both players are constantly probing each other's defenses and constantly trying to force a mistake, push the action a little bit, and give their opponent something to think about. It just makes for so much more of a sort of a mental game between the two, because it's a lot to concentrate on.
It is, and you know, right now what we're seeing here is, in terms of map control as well, it's going to be interesting to see Reece expand, because he's now got fishing, so he's going to be able to expand on the ocean there, and if he can defend properly from that push that Crocs is currently launching, while also simultaneously initializing a expansion towards the ocean there and get a little bit of control, he is looking in a good position. Because remember, what matters here is really, can they capture villages? And from this position, CrocsToSchool cannot confidently capture Reece's villages.
Yeah.
That one giant might cause a little bit of trouble. And I think that's what he's trying to calculate right now. He might even have his Polytopia damage calculator up to see, if I move my giant in there, I see his catapult, I see his 2 giants, I see another swordsman, but at the same time, he has 1, 2, 3 archers, and then another one lined up in the back there. So right now, it's just all about planning and calculations. Can it survive?
He's thinking a long time about this. I think he's trying to do some calculations. Maybe he can push for that city. Maybe what happens if he does? Because remember, when you're talking about combat in Polytopia, you're not just thinking about the current turn. You're thinking about, okay, I push in, then they defend the city, then I have the counter attack. We'll often see cities change hands 4 or 5 times before the eventual conclusion is reached. So that's presumably what he's doing right now. Alternatively, he has unfortunately slipped and smacked his head on the keyboard. We're going to find out soon which way it is. Hopefully it's the former, not the latter. This is a long time. This is a long time. He's thinking hard.
CrocsToSchool is definitely thinking hard here.
Oh, hang on. Hang on. I'm just receiving a little bit of a report. It looks like there might be a little problem with Crocs. We're going to have to see how that goes. We'll have to see. But it might not be thinking time. It may be something else entirely. We're going to hang tight and see how we handle this. But more to the game. Whose shoes would you rather be filling at this point?
Well, at this stage, I'd probably be Reece, right? I mean, the reason why is because his early pressure really had to force Crocs into defense, and what we saw was the fact that Crocs had to go fully defensive here resulted in him losing a little bit of economy early game, made him focus a little bit more on the aggressive side, whereas Reece, yes, he did focus on a couple of units, threw them in there, but it gave him more time to focus on economy and expansion. As we saw, he got huge territory on that northwest side, so that is giving him a little bit of an advantage. And now with the catapults, I'm feeling very confident about Reece. But again, it's like you said, you know, CrocsToSchool, he shouldn't have taken this long to think. It's definitely looking like a connection issue, so I'm not too sure.
Well, we'll just see how it goes. I'm sure we'll have some sort of decision here. Now, I will say, from Reece's point of view, in terms of the mentality, right? You are playing against the champ. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, sure, he didn't get all the way, but he was one of the 12 players. Just to clarify for everyone who maybe is just joining us a little bit late here, we have 12 tribes that are going to be represented, and they're going to be whittled down to 8. So he was one of those last time that was whittled down. and didn't quite make it all the way. This is where the tribes, now we have Vengir versus Vengir. But in that qualification, the sort of tribal qualification, we are going to then see one tribe versus another. We're going to see Yadak versus Vengir, for example. So it is right now, who has the better skills as this tribe? Later on, we're going to start to see more in the mix when it comes to not just how good you are as your tribe, how good you are as your tribe versus, let's say, Imo, you know? And this is the interesting part about Vengir, because historically, as we were discussing earlier, Vengir, not often chosen for the meta games, right? Crocs did struggle against those other tribes. Having said that, when we were talking when I was talking backstage with the players, with the champs, live in the final in Stockholm, they were very aware of each other's strategies, and Slimming Boy was one that they weren't aware of and weren't aware of how he was going to play, and that guy came second. I would say not off the back of just good gameplay, but also of this sort of unknown quality that he did things were a little bit different, you know, a little bit strange. I mean, again, you've played competitively. How big of not being able to predict your opponent, how much does that play into your own sort of mentality?
Oh, I mean, it makes a big difference, right? Like being able to predict, not just predict, but also the information that you have from your opponent. Like you can see the full map. It's going to make a big difference. And when you see not necessarily the full map, but sections that your opponent has, it's going to make a big difference in terms of how you can predict what your opponent is going to do next. But yeah, no, this is it is true what you said, right? Like Vengir is not stable top tier, I would say comfort pick. It's an upset tribe, right? It's very dangerous with the right spawn, but fragile with the wrong setup, the wrong spawn. So, you know, if Vengir is going to compete against the other tribes, there has to be a little bit of luck involved, which is also, I think, why we haven't seen Vengir form that well in terms of, well, against the other tribes, and why, quite frankly, they do have a little bit of a reputation as you know, a weaker tribe. So it's always funny to read the comments and see that people say, oh well, who's gonna play Vengir? Like what's the, you know, there is this level of skepticism around it.
Well, to be fair, I remember off camera you said that all Vengir players were just terrible at the game. I think that was word for word, right? Am I?
This is a lie, ladies and gents. I never said that. I never said that.
But hey, look, I'm just saying, my only source is on the stream now. What can I say? If you go back 10 seconds, there's a Twitch and YouTube live stream confirming that's what you said. So if you're a Vengir main at home, I apologize for my co-caster here. He's really, you know, not that polite to the Vengir. I mean, just saying. By the way, do you have a favorite tribe before I start slandering your name more?
Yeah, no. Illyrian is my favorite tribe, which is obviously not in the qualifiers. It's a special tribe, but I love these dragons, man. That's how I fell in love with the game. Especially the whales before the patch. When you had the Illyrian, you had these whales that instead of the starfishes, and this was, you know, before all that, you could just convert the whale, and then all of a sudden you had a super strong water unit. But I still like Illyrian. Yeah.
I mean, of the 12 like tribes, you know,
I think still Bardur, for sure. Bardur. Yeah. Bardur is my favorite in terms of the strongest. I mean, obviously you can't not look at Imperius, right? I think Imperius won last World Cup. Definitely a very strong player. I mean, Arthur is incredibly skilled at the game. I remember I was watching him analyze a game, and the way he thinks, right? Like, he's so fast with it. He's like, you know, bad move. I should have gone there, you know, blah, 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 blah. And when you have that level of you know, focus and prediction power, actually, I watched a video with him and someone else. Maybe it was the Liberté and someone else. And what he said was that he had a notepad, and he was writing down every single point, every single turn for each opponent. And I was like, that is dedication. But the thing about that, when you play like that, what happens, the consequence of that is when you do it enough times, it becomes intuitive. You can just look at the score and you're like, oh, okay, so he just got 100 points. Okay, so you got 5 extra points from here, 10 extra, 15 points there, right? You're able to make these predictions a lot faster, leading to better decision making in these live games, which is so important. Most players, they play 24 hours. That's how standard poly champions work as well. You have 24 hours to make a move, so you can take your time. But this is live, very different. So yeah,
well,
I went on a rant there,
but it's a great point. It's the mentality thing, right? Now, might be obvious to everyone at home that this is not what we're doing right now is not the usual sort of scheduled programming, but this itself, right, is part of the mental game. We're getting word now because of the early sort of connection issues. This game won't count to the score, and we're going to have a rematch for the players. So we're just getting everything set up in the background. Obviously, look, this is an esport. These kinds of things happen. I'm actually very surprised it's never happened before. So we're going to have to see. But obviously, we're getting information as it goes. Everyone's working frantically behind the scenes to make it work. But it does mean that you and I get to have a nice, chilled chat. You never asked me what my favorite
tribe was. We can play some bets. I was
literally
about to ask.
But you didn't, though, and that's the hurtful thing.
Yeah, but that's because you interrupted me with the update.
You
didn't give me an opportunity to ask you. When I actually said I went on a rant, I was going to follow up with, oh, I'm sorry, I just went on a rant. What's your favorite tribe, Lathe?
I'm sure it's very, very convenient. That, and you never said the Vengir thing.
No,
sure.
It's true. It's like, this is you're being mean, man. What are you mean, huh?
I've never been mean in my life.
You're throwing shade at me. You're like, oh, he said that every Vengir player is bad. Like, you're just trying to just ride a bus and just.
I would never say that. Look, I never throw my co-casters under the bus. I'm just saying.
No,
right. So, chaps,
what
right now we're
tribe?
My favorite tribe is Umaji, by the way, just so you know.
Okay.
Just saying. I like
Awesome.
the quick, fast-paced action. We're gonna throw in a break now, and we are going to take just a couple of minutes. We're gonna be right back to get the players reconnected. Give them a sec, because obviously this is not usual. So we're not going too far away. So make sure you stay seated. Take this opportunity to get hydrated, grab some snacks, and we'll be right back. Hello and welcome back. Little impromptu break there, chaps. I hope you're feeling refreshed. Let me explain. Now, the Polytopia, just too intense. Too many people watching, too many people around the world enjoying what is going on in the Polytopia world. And so we had a slight technical difficulty. That does happen. So as the game was so even, it was so close, too hard for us to call, we have instead decided to grant a point to both of our players, which means it's 1-1, which means we're about to start the best of 3, 1-1, winner takes all, winner goes to the final. Both players have agreed to this. Both players are okay with it. It means a best of 1 in this case. Very intense sort of finale. We're going to be getting going immediately, pretty much immediately. Both players are ready. Like I said, they're happy with the situation. We're happy with the situation. These things happen, but it's time to move on with some excellent Polytopia any second now. Darren, take it away. The next finalist is about to be crowned.
Yes, we're live here. This is going to be the final game, like you just mentioned, everyone. And first of all, huge props to the players here for agreeing to this. I mean, it's going to be tense now. Whoever wins this is on to the tribe final. So looking at this opener right here, you got both players. Interesting to see CrocsToSchool going towards the south here. Reece is getting 2 villages very early on. Crocs has yet to find one. There he goes. Gets a village and resources from the ruin there, which is huge for him. This is going to give him some options here. So the fact that he's got, the extra stars gave him that early rider. And what we're looking at here is most likely early expansion. So he wants to use those riders to kind of use that as a fallback for him not finding those early villages, right? So that's his little failsafe here. He's going to be able to cover 2 distances. Look at that. Gets caught up already and finds Reece. So he's not able to siege that unless he can find a way. Yeah, there we go. So he was able to get the upgrade, gets the rider, so he might... Yeah, he's going to be able to siege that, and I don't see a way for Reece to actually save that city there. Does this remind you of something, Laith?
I'll tell you what, we could have asked for better, huh? Polytopia went, what if we did the same?
You look at the game between Mythic, you know, in terms of that middle village at the center of the map, which is very tightly densed, you know, and it's looking like both players really have, I would say, very similar access to that village. Obviously, CrocsToSchool has 3 tiles that he can go for, whereas, well, sorry, Reece has 3 tiles, CrocsToSchool has 2. But he's taking a while to think here because he saw that rider, and he's probably considering, well, if he has another rider, he's just going to capture that. So is it worth it for me? Now, what I would do actually is capture and do an explorer here, if I was Reece, just to get vision of what's going on down there.
Well, you were making comparisons between Mythic and that game. Reece pushing immediately central, pushes off the city.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was either that or the explorer capture, but I think this is the safer option because now he gets to use that same warrior to potentially, unless, of course, CrocsToSchool is going to be a savage and hunt him down. But okay, gets the explorer here.
Oh. He's going to also get the... He does get Eastern one. Wow.
That is huge. And he could potentially go for Rhodes. So look at this play. He could go for Rhodes, kill that unit, jump back onto the village. That would be massive.
You're right. You're right. He could. It's a big play. Goes for climbing.
Okay. Realizes that riding may not have led to the most. The climbing does give a lot of vision and gives him a defense on the mountain. So.
All right, let's see what Reece does. He does see the rider. There you go.
So now he gets the meats.
The stars for the meeting. What is he going to do with those stars? Let's see. How are you feeling about this start between the two of them?
Well, it's very... it's quite even at this stage. I mean, obviously that early rider definitely caught CrocsToSchool off guard here. But what's so fun about this game is that this is, you know, a set of 1, right? So I mean, whoever wins this one is so both players are going to be a little bit more cautious here. And I think, you know, looking at this, you know, like we've discussed, Vengir, yeah, you start with the swordsman, start with Smithery, but the biome is just very weak. And I think one of the things that both of these players want to do here is to focus on economy first, because they know that if they try and, you know, go for a heavy push here, one of the other player is going to have to respond. But a strategy that one of these players could potentially go for here is a fake attack.
Yeah.
Yeah, meaning that should they see any warrior advance here, that is definitely going to raise the alarms and the bells for one of these players. But I'm not sure we're seeing that this game, though.
Pulls back entirely.
Yeah.
Okay. Doesn't want to risk it now. Does Crocs go for the city and go, thank you very much. Thank you. I'll take that village. He's got that water access with that village.
So both players are going to get water access next to each other here. If you look at this is a very, I would say this is actually a very even map in terms of spawn. You know, I don't see one player having like a particularly...
Which is exactly what we wanted. I mean, look, Sport RNG is, like we said, is part of the game. It's part of Mythic's name, and he's a finalist. But I'm glad, considering it's a best of 1, that there is sort of this sort of understanding here. All right, grabs riding.
Which means that now he's going to be able to also deal with that village. And it's looking like this village is going to be contended here. I mean, Crocs does have vision. I'm surprised he doesn't send a rider up there.
On the villagers.
If he,
Now it's
okay,
worth
now,
mentioning in the previous game as well. Neither one of them got the best of the other one. This is what we were sort of discussing. This is why we couldn't go to judge decision, because it was just so even. Both of them had their strengths, both of them had their weaknesses. You know, it could have gone either way. And this is why this is the solution that the players agreed with, that everyone sort of settled on here. But it also means that neither one of them goes in with a loss or a win. Psychologically, that has to do something. You know, it's which of these players is able to contend with that sort of thing, because these things happen. It's a live event, you know, and it's all part of the experience as a player. Can you roll with the punches? Are you cool as ice? You know, let's see what he does. What do you think of this play?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, in terms of, I'm just looking around the map here at Croc's villages here, and he doesn't really have that many good forge spots here. He only has one that truly gives him 2. I mean, he could probably border growth 1, but he already invested a lot in Tibuna. He already invested a forge there. Mm-hmm. Everything else it's going to be quite tricky for him to get the double forge bonus. So the classic forge strategy. I can see why he's going for roads here. Both players are going for roads.
This is such an even game.
Yeah, this is very, very even.
He's just slightly behind on the city count for now, but will also surpass his opponent next turn. Then there you go. Next turn's going to pick up 2.
Yeah, so 2 villages here. It's going to put him up to 5.
And look at that water access in the west.
Yeah, he's got some good water access. The question here is going to be. Who's going to get that middle one? Goes for a nice explorer here. That's going to help him out a lot. Look at that. That vision tells him so much. If Reece is now able to capture that middle city and sends an explorer down, that would be huge for him too.
Yeah.
That's going to give him a great lighthouse as well, which will give him the monument.
This is such an interesting sort of multifaceted map here. You've got the central village that no one really feels comfortable enough to claim. It looks like maybe Reece is pushing on it. You have cities with water access in the east. You have something akin to that in the west. This is... Ooh, there's a lot of different ways you can win it and a lot of different ways you can lose it.
You're spot on there. And I think, you know, from this position, like, I don't see an immediate, like, okay, there is going to be obvious fighting here. I mean, of course, the middle, sure, but... You know, you have 2, like you just said, 2 great places for ports and water access, but they're also cut off, right? So, okay, gets his first giant here, which is big, and he's going to be able to send that up fast, right? So he probably wants to hold off. Is he going to hold off? Yeah, goes for the second rider just to prevent Reece from getting that village.
Oh.
And then in the meantime...
Oh, hello. Okay. It's a big fella.
2 giants. So right now, Crocs is most likely going to get that village simply because his giants are going to get there faster. Which will actually give him a huge bonus here. But in terms of cities, it's going to be quite equal. So 6, and then... He's going to most likely capture that middle village, which is also going to be 5, and that, you know, north village to the east or to the west. That's going to be 6. So I think both players are going to be quite equal on the cities here.
Absolutely. it's really cagey intense.
This is going to be a very tight game, ladies and gents. I think this is, you know, one of these scenarios where... swordsman.
There you go, nice. Giant starts to move up. I think he's making a play for that central. Obviously, he's going to make a play for that village. Now, can Reece knock him off it? That's the thing. Obviously, he's not going to do it next turn, but it is going to be your point of contention. Is this the edge that he needs?
Interesting to see the star difference as well. You know, Crocs is currently at 18, obviously due to the fact that he's gotten 2 giants, 2 villages, you know, pretty well leveled up. Okay,
all right,
look at that. Look at this play. So he's now going to bump that 1 unit off. This is great. So this is actually one of the things that I missed last turn, the placement there of these riders, which is really well, because CrocsToSchool doesn't really have an immediate response to that. He could send that one veteran swordsman, maybe do a Rhodes, send it 1-2 tiles up, and then next turn he's going to be able to knock that rider off. So it's going to be interesting to just go back to Crocs' Visionary just to double check and confirm whether or not he can see that swordsman coming. Because if he doesn't see it, that would be a little bit of a threat for Reece here. But well played by knocking that off.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like there's going to be an answer for it immediately, at least. Again, it's those giants that he can't see that second giant. That first one's going to be raising alarms. He's not going to be able to hold that that sort of central city. I think my priority at this point would be potentially trying to get onto the water. I just, mind you, having said that, if you invest too many resources that way, you might have your capital under threat. What's he going to do?
Oh yeah, I mean, so of course, we were just on Reece's view. Yeah, of course he sees the swordsman. But yeah, the thing about the water axis here is obviously, again, it's very restricted, right? They're just isolated to that tiny little group there and on the other side there. But it's going to be very useful, especially for CrocsToSchool when it comes to, if you can get a border growth, or essentially utilize the ports that he's going to get from that middle city to advance a little bit to the north there, that northern village that Reece has. It's gonna prove a big threat for Reece here. The same actually goes for Reece in the southern one. He can get a... I would actually say that if he can get water access faster at least, than Crocs on that southern city and get a little bit of control there, it's also gonna apply a lot of pressure.
So he gets in the ruins. Fishing!
Hey.
Look at that.
Helps him out a lot. He's able to capture that. The question now, I think the correct play here is to capture and then explore for the lighthouse. Oh, is he gonna go for the...
It looks like he's... There you go, explorer, gets a little bit of population. Go on. That's some nice critical information. Does get the southern lighthouse as well. Well done. Good play. Very nice play indeed. Picks up the stars. And he's got his own giant. There we go. Now, what do you think of that central position at this point?
Oh, this is definitely a great position here.
I hope his mic's muted and he's not just completely ignoring me. We'll have to find out. For now, though. Oh, I'm hearing him break back in. Reach through the ether. Come back to cast with me. Your time was too short. Don't go to the light.
Do you hear me?
Oh.
Hello?
I think
Hello?
I think the stream can hear you fine. So I'll let you commentate for a bit.
Hello? Oh, okay, guys. I was worried there that I was disconnected. I was a little bit... All right, guess we're back. Whew. Perfect. Well, so I definitely missed some stuff here. I think I missed about a minute of very important play here, but it looks like...
Yeah, welcome back.
Is there a giant there? What happened?
Yeah, look. You blink in Polytopia, things change. All right.
This is okay. Yeah, ladies and gents, my computer stream just started to lag, and I heard Lath in the background saying some stuff. And I was like, oh. And here we are.
Well, look, welcome back. You got a giant in the west. You got a push in the center. All right. Okay. This game is rapidly coming to a head, and I don't know who's on top. The star count, even, score, within 400 of each other. Cities, slight advantage to Reece. Units, slight advantage to Crocs. Now, let's not forget, I mean, it's two giants. It's... I'm getting stressed.
All right. All right, this is this is a very even game. You know, just looking at this position, you have the big giant in the middle there. That was pretty obvious he was going to capture that. And it double monument as well. So he went for the explorer eye. Obviously he did. Got the eye of the god. Went for the double monument. Got the giant there. Absolutely amazing. Was able to fend off that little, you know, potential danger by from the swordsman there, which was of course a big threat. So the question now is, when it comes to attacking, right? Because both players are playing a little bit conservatively when it comes to fighting. They know that, you know, there's not really one opener that I can make here to secure myself a village here, because that's the thing when it comes to games like this. You want to make sure that if you're going to launch an attack, you have a very high probability of capturing that village. Otherwise, you're wasting units, you're wasting stars, you're wasting focus. So, looking at this map right now, we're yeah, this is very even, guys. This is very even.
You couldn't ask for a better best of one. You really couldn't. Oh, I'm glad to see it. I mean, at one moment, if you look at the chat, one moment they're like, Reece has got this. Well, the next moment they're like, wait, Crocs, it's in his hand. So I'm really enjoying that the audience seems to be split as to who's winning, because that's how you know it's an even game. Okay, the giant steps up, maybe to make a play. Slightly unsupported. That giant in the west isn't going to do anything, but look at the time difference. Does that speak to a psyche? We'll have to find out.
Well, Reece is definitely behind here. He probably did some math as well. I mean, he's been getting good connections. Grand Bazaar is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, well, he does have it, doesn't he? Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I'm not mistaken, he should have it.
Capital actually picked it up?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
It was for mathematics here. This is actually, you know, very similar to what we've seen. I think the Vengir meta is slowly revealing itself, right? Where you go mining, forge, of course, this is your opener. But what we've seen consistently so far is a combination of either riding roads and then to markets, then capitalize on the forge, or a mathematics rush, and then you go riding roads, markets. It's really these three openers. And in games like this, slower games like this, this is going to allow for a lot more late game variations. So again, we might see some knights, we might see some cloaks, we might see, you know, some big naval units on the lakes, on the ocean here. This game could really still go both ways.
I completely agree. I mean, if you look, the difference here, I think, is that we have Crocs has got his forces concentrated in one area, has a stronger sort of central push, and also western defense, right? Oh, Reece going for a little bit of a poke there. Now, Reece, though, I think if Reece can hold out effectively enough to start to get any sort of naval superiority on that western approach, right? To stop Crocs from getting into the water, I mean, that's just powerful. One scout and he can pick off anything, you know? This is going to be... I mean, look at the star count as well. Previously, we saw, in previous games, not including these two, the last qualifier, we saw a big swing in terms of one way or another for the economy, right? And so one player had to make a push. Now we're starting to see both players will have a chance to come up with a strategy. How are they going to play it?
Yeah, well, I mean,
big
in this position right here, Crocs needs to push back. He needs to be able to defend as much as possible here. I mean, if you look at the map, like on a layout, Reece has them kind of surrounded, right? Like with the village all the way to the northwest and the northeast there. So it's like, if he's able to then push, maybe from the north, look at that.
Down goes the giant.
Yeah. Giant is gone.
It's great. He has Crocs has 2 kills. One of them is a giant.
Yeah. Unusual, but yeah.
Hey, if it works, it works.
That's the thing. That's the thing. It's all about winning at the end of the day.
It is. Shockingly, in an esports environment, it's about winning. Now, talk to me about this sort of western front that we've got going on here.
Well, you can definitely tell that Crocs is gonna most likely launch a good attack here. He's got 2 swordsmen, 1 veteran, 1 rider, catapult lined up, and a giant. So he's got a lot, and you know, Reece doesn't really have that much to respond with. So he needs to either start moving some units towards that direction, and start building some units of himself. But he does have a giant close to the ocean, which could potentially launch a nice little attack onto that village, either the middle one or Sasturz, right? So
his troops are, again, the unit counts aren't too dissimilar, 15 to 11, but Reece's units are very far spread out. And I don't know if we've been talking about it a lot, but I don't know if he had a great quote last week, which is, do your thinking on your opponent's time and look at the difference in time. Sailing. He has to, in my opinion. I don't want to say anything and commit too early, because I don't want to be wrong in front of the people watching at home and they call me a fraud and I get fired. But I would think that this has to be the play, right? He has to do something here to... Nice, okay. He has to do something here to get control. He's not going to get control through fighting on the land in that central portion. He has to mix it up a bit, and I think this is a great play. Let's see if it's the right one. Nice. Well, it's in the mountains.
I mean, the fact that he's gotten some pressure here in the middle of the lake here, it's going to force a response from Crocs here. But again, he does have, you know, the extra catapult there. Just killed a giant.
He's going eastern lake as well. Sorry, he's gone in the east as well. If he can control both lakes, because look at that, that's a level 1 city. He's not going to be able to get onto the water that easily, especially if he leaves it too long. So I think it's going to be a case of land versus sea here. This is we haven't seen this in the qualifiers. This is very exciting.
Well, not with you know, 2, because both are strong. It's not like one of them is overwhelmingly more powerful than the other. But yeah, the scout is going to go out now. The question is, where does this juggernaut go? Right, so it could go towards oh yeah, that push is going to be scary. Up in the west. I can't pronounce that.
A rare city with no vowels.
Yeah. Either way, he could probably go towards that middle city there. Take out some of these riders with his juggernaut, right?
Bang, nice one. Pendulum definitely flipping in favor of Crocs here. He's just got so much in the east that can't quite do anything. In a couple of turns' time, he is going to have control of the lake and is going to be able to launch attacks with impunity. But that is not the case right now. Right now, the momentum is in favor of Crocs. Can he push forward? Can he forge a path to the final and gets fishing? Yeah. Potentially goes to lead his tribe once more. There we go, Explorer. What's he going to discover? I mean, there's only thing he's looking for.
Most likely.
There it is.
Oh, no!
No, he doesn't.
Just barely. He needed that. Yeah, he needed that.
That'd be very useful. Okay. Right, Reece, ball in your court. Let's see what he does.
He needs to be able to defend this giant. Look at that giant right there. It's right up on in his nose.
Wait, can he defend it?
Yeah.
There you go. Nice.
Look at that. That was a good one. That was a good. I think he can defend it. So he'd have to go for hit, and then potentially a swordsman on his capital.
He's just trying to get the numbers down enough such that he'll be able to take out that giant if, as and when that giant decides to go for it. Okay, nice. Now, here's the problem with the size of this lake, is that the riders can sort of just pick off his scouts if he's not careful. But look at all of the troops that were in that center. Suddenly the threat elsewhere, again, it's that command of the sea. We're going to see now if Crocs can potentially do something about this eastern lake. Because again, this is what I like to see. Man, what a game. What a great game. This is fantastic to both players. Really, both players playing an excellent game. It's rare to see 2 strategies equal in strength, both played to their fullest extent. And we're going to have to see now who's able to sort of stick with it. This is fantastic to see.
I mean, one of them has, focused, pretty strongly on the fishing one. Has the scouts. The other is more mathematics. But again, the issue with these catapults, they're so squishy. One hit from the scout puts them at 1 HP. And then all of a sudden, they're in siege potential, right? Or in siege range. So goes for the heal there. And I think, one of the things that we're going to be seeing here is, because he has one decent bomber spot, that is Reece, in that actual, so where CrocsToSchool has that little fog there, that's where he could safely place a bomber and just gain a lot of control over the surrounding land, or around the surrounding land there. He obviously defended his village very well, hitting that giant. Other thing that I'm just a little bit worried about here is his response to Sust, right, in the south there. So CrocsToSchool has to make a warrior there. He most likely will. He sees the scout. The scout goes on there. Depends on the. Okay, so he gets that. Moves this back to safety. Question is it gonna be safe?
I don't think it is. I think it can get picked off.
Yeah.
Boom. Now that giant is suddenly very, very lonely and surrounded by enemies. Oh man, this is good. This is good stuff. Okay. Is he going to do anything with that Eastern City? He still has stars, okay. Grabs the swordsman.
The mathematics here, he could actually move into a markets angle here. He's probably realizing that, the push is not going to do that much.
Yeah.
Tried it. Didn't go as he planned. He maybe wanted to just force a response there. But, okay. Goes for the border growth here.
There you go.
Gets the warrior. Okay. And the rider. Okay, so that's gonna deal with that threat.
He's ever so slightly behind in terms of stars. So every turn, 5 stars, 5 stars, 5 stars. That will add up over time. I mean, let's not forget that. Oh, nice. Pushes in for the siege. Let's not forget, though, 8 kills from Croc. So some of those stars have not gone to waste, but in terms of exchange of kills, 8 to 5, very favorable.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Wow, that's
very,
great.
very nice indeed. And another siege. He's going to have to be forced off there. Okay.
So this is huge in terms of, look at the stars now for CrocsToSchool. He's missing out on a lot of stars.
Really, really fantastic. That could be a tipping point. Obviously, he's going to de-siege them, right? Obviously, he's not going to let his cities fall. However, that's a lot of stars to miss out on. Where does he push now? He has to respond. That stalls the push in the west. Fantastic. And the giant's starting to tumble now. This is great play from Reece. Oh! Honestly, fantastic from both of them. I mean, again, a best of one is dicey the best times. Look at that scout taking out Rider.
Yeah.
More and more invested into the seas. A giant pushes up to defend. Can he take back Nistrat? Is it worth it? Can he do it? Fantastic. What a turn. What a phenomenal turn.
This is very good play by Reece here. He also kept his giant in that village there. He knows that if he does anything, that other giant is just going to siege, but CrocsToSchool has to respond here. Hits that. Okay, so he's trying to, get him nice and low. Look at that. So unless Reece can do something in response to that attack, that giant is going to die. And he has 2 swordsmen still alive. Reece is going to be forced to make a choice here. Save the city somehow, or maybe just, you know what? You can have it and then focus his efforts elsewhere. But again, okay, gets the killer here. That's going to be pretty big.
Interesting. Yeah, again, each turn, each player is sort of claiming back. the momentum, you know, the pendulum
Yeah,
swinging
yeah.
back. There we go. Cities DCs. Now he won't get those stars back, but that's going to be presumably next turn or turn after that. A giant dead in the west and a city firmly his. I don't see much that Reece can do to take the city in the west. He has to take this opportunity to push on other fronts. He has a giant in the center. He has firm control of the water. But is that going to be enough? Let's find out.
Yeah, well, I mean, Crocs is setting up for okay, gets that.
There we go, nice.
Yeah, he can
hold that.
siege that.
You think?
By a giant push. He can go for a giant push here.
Okay.
So that's his response to that. Able to knock this down. Is he going to go for another scout? Yeah, he is. Kill that.
Nice. And that's firm control now. Anything that steps on Zast is going to get taken out. These are out of the range of his riders. So this is really good from Reece. It looks like Zast will fall. The West is going to fall. They're trading blow for blow here. We've got a rumble in the jungle, and neither one of these men are going down. Giant pushes forwards there. Presumably knows that the city's is gonna be lost next turn, and so opts to take something with him. I can't see anything else he'll do. Yeah.
I don't see anything that can help him here. I don't think he has 2 monuments. He's already placed 1. He's placed 2, as far as I could tell. 3, I believe. 1, 2, 3 monuments, if I'm not mistaken.
One thing I love is that the comments in the live stream at the start were like RIP Reece, and then later on it's like, oh yeah, Crocs had a bad one. It's fantastic. That's how you know it's a good game, because people like at any time are like, oh well, this is clearly one way. Oh, it's clearly another. Oh, this one's winning. Oh, this one's winning. Because again, every time they take a turn, something happens. All right. Now, he has got a lot of firepower here. Instantly knew what he was going to do. 2 catapults go. Now, I don't... Yeah, sorry. Go for it.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say the question here is how does he deal with that giant, right? Because he can do the giant push. And he has a monument still. I didn't see him place the killer monument. He can do that. The question is, will his giant then be pushed south? It will, no? Or will it be pushed back?
Let's find out.
Back, yeah. So the direction it came from. Okay, perfect. And then secured that. But what does he do here? I mean, he doesn't really have a response for that, right? He's going to capture this village now. And quite frankly, like, when you look at the positioning, yes, he does have a little bit of navy dominance here, but Crocs has good defense. He's got a catapult there, so should there be a siege, he's got the riders in the back, he's got that catapult, which is nice and safe. His scouts won't reach that catapult, and he can always just keep playing catapults in the back. And he's not too far away from markets either. He's 1 technology away from markets, giving him a huge economy boost. And he's going to be up with a city, and he's now currently up a city as soon as he sieges that.
Again, the pendulum flips once more. Once more. He's making a very hard push for this eastern city that I don't know that I necessarily agree with. I think that the forts, sorry, the stars may well have been better utilized, and the warriors may have been better utilized in the center. Because in that eastern city, there's a token force that's able to defend against him. Sure, he has 4 boats in the water. But is Zast worth it when there's not really going to be, like, it wasn't worth the exchange for, you know? Obviously, it's not like a pure exchange, but he's not going to be able to take the center. That push is stalled. He does have a giant. It's going to be tricky there. He has to make a play in the east, but what play do you make?
Well, I mean, he's obviously losing the top village there, so that's happening. At this stage, you know, he might want to go for bombers. I think that would be a safe play simply just because of control, but at the same time, he's probably also thinking about his economy. So if his economy goes too low, where Crocs' school, you know, I mean, look at that sawmill, is huge. You can do a very nice market there. He's got some other market spots lined up, so you know, he can definitely boost his economy a little bit, and Reece can try and push him, but he needs to get control first and foremost and prevent a very strong push. That's what he needs to do. This game
Border
is
growth.
most likely going to, yeah, border growth there.
Let's see now.
Okay, so he's capturing this.
Now the economy flips the other way.
Yeah.
Now it's Reece with a unit advantage, but with an economic disadvantage. I will say Crocs has essentially maintained a lead. Nice, very well played there. Very, very well played.
Right.
That might be, decisive. Getting that Juggernaut in the water. He doesn't have anything that could contain that.
Can't really deal with that right now.
No, that's really bad. Another giant now. Is this the start of something here? Is the momentum building too much? Can he stop this rock from rolling down the hill and crushing him? I just don't know. What can Reece do?
Oh, that is a very good question. What Reece can do here is, first of all, try and defend as well as he can. But it's looking like an economy play here. Like because if the thing is, both have vision, both have very good vision, so we kind of see what the other player does. If I'm Reece here, I'm just trying to figure out, like, well, how can I first of all bait this giant? Because you're not going to be able to kill that giant. So you're going to have to be able to bait it somehow, get it nice and close to the edge there, and then maybe have some riders to knock off some health. You know, because from this position right now, his scout isn't safe. All of these rafts aren't really safe. One giant in the middle there, that's going to be huge for splash damage. Okay, so he's going to siege that.
Nice. Very nice. Very nice. Had to happen. Had to make a play for it. Nice.
Oh, that's big. That's big.
Very nice.
Very well played by Reece here. Very well played by Reece.
That was a cast what we thought was out of his reach, but there it is. Just as soon as he takes a hit, he gives one back. 14 kills apiece.
And he's now actually going to be able to, yeah, I think he's...
Well done.
He's going to be able to siege that. Seems like.
I think so. I'm more, on his behalf, I'm more concerned about this Juggernaut in the water, but here we go. Oh!
Gets the double siege.
Very nice. Again, denying stars. Now, the economic advantage is still, even with this, is still with Crocs. That Western city falling was a massive detriment. Let's see what he can do here.
If he can hold on to this. Now, he does have the catapult there that is going to be able to take out that little swordsman there on his village. So he's going to be able to unsiege that. He's got a Juggernaut as well. I don't see an immediate response. 1, 2, 3. No, it's just one unit away, I think, from one tile away from hitting that on Xast. Yeah, it's going to be very fascinating to see what CrocsToSchool does here. I mean, his only play really is just to try and advance his giant towards Sax to regain control. Because if Reece gets this village, you know, it's going to put Crocs in a difficult situation. Then we have the whole side of the map.
That. Oh, but pressure in the west as well, by the way. That giant moving forward, that's going to have to be dealt with. I do also like respecting the Juggernaut there. He didn't panic. He's taking his time. Is he? What's he building towards there? Crocs? What are you cooking? Surely he can't.
He was able to unsiege, so he can send a rider there. Boom, nice. Yeah, that was good. Good defense there.
Very nice.
Very good defense.
Yes, unit. Excellent. And that was the city we thought was going to fall. I think it had to fall for Reece here. Had to fall.
Yeah.
That's got to be devastating. Yeah. And the kill's very even. Just going to do a little bit of damage there. See what the Juggernaut does now.
Good defense here by Crocs. Very good defense. The thing is, like, when it comes to the pushes, like, Reece needs to get some giants of himself.
Yes.
Needs to level up his cities. He needs to do some and apply some pressure here. Because without that, you know, he's not going to break through. And the catapults are in the back. This is... It's shifting more and more towards Crocs here. He is, again, a village up. So it's, you know...
It's a village up. He's stars up. The only thing Reece has for him is units, but those units are not in the sort of the most aggressive place. Again, if you could sort of yoink them somewhere. It wouldn't be where it is now. Now he has like there's a giant in the center, another one south of the lake, another one in the west, another one in the east. This is a lot of firepower coming right back at him. So I don't know. He's gonna have to pull out something special. But every time I've sort of counted him out, he has done something. He's moved in a way. He's made a maneuver. So let's see if Reece is gonna do that. If he's gonna live up to his name and harm his opponent.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, it's just I'm looking at this, you know, from a bird's eye view. Obviously, we both are, and everyone who's watching this as well. And you know, the one thing that is immediate is the lake, right? It's very tiny. There's not a lot of space to move around. If Reece, you know, he got that early naval kind of dominance, but it's not doing that much, right? I mean, these scouts are getting popped. They're too close to the edges, too close to the land. His riders and catapults can just simply kill them. Reece needs a juggernaut here, and he needs to apply pressure. Because
look at the turn timer. Sorry, but look at the turn timer.
Oh, 1 second. I didn't even see that.
I don't think he got all of the things he wanted to do off in time. I really don't. Look at the stars on unpaid. I think that's really rough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think there's a lot happening in the west. The east has not gone as well from as he wanted. The center has been rebuffed, and now he has to try and defend. Reece on the defensive.
Psychologically, Reece might be a little bit like worried here. CrocsToSchool has more time, more stars, more cities, more units. These scouts, I don't see them doing that much. I mean, he has the Juggernaut. Crocs has the Juggernaut right next to these scouts. And that's the danger when you have such small lakes. It's very restricted in terms of where you can move your units. So it would have been cool to see... Oh, he pushed that catapult forward. There we go. His rammer might be able to kill that. It won't make too much of a difference.
No, I don't know that it will. Again, Crocs slowly but surely pulling ahead. 21 kills.
The scores are also becoming wider. We went from equal to an extra 1,000 in difference to an extra 2,000 in difference now. So there is 2,000 point difference between Crocs and Reece. Big star difference here as well. Reece needs to do something here. He needs a mistake. He needs some kind of a play to actually come back here.
Turn 21 here in this best of one. This is 20 units now. You can't allow that to go unanswered. But what does he do? Like you say, where does he push? Where's the chink in the armor? Or is Crocs encased in iron? I just don't know where he would go. He's a player much better than me. Fortunately, he is one.
Yeah, if I were Reece here, I'd probably try and focus a little bit more on defense, while also dealing with the. I'd rather deal with the juggernauts on the ocean, you know, on the water there, instead of the land units. And while I'll deal with those, I'd want to try and build up my economy a little bit better. You know, he's got 29 stars, 40 seconds left. He really needs to start thinking about his economy, but then again, I'm looking at the map here. I'm not seeing that many, you know, good market spots either. So this is a little bit tricky, you know.
And it's not a time for indecision either. And I think he's withdrawing from that city in the west, by the way.
He is.
I think if that goes, it's done. Maybe he's prepping for something. There's such a strong defensive core in the center as well. Just beyond, if he wants to attack any of those cities, he has to march through hell on earth here. And I don't know that he has that in him. Let's see. Crocs now on the offensive. Yeah. Rammer down.
There we go.
It's more of a case of where does he want to push? Sailing.
This is more and more looking like a Crocs game here. Gets the splash off.
He's the defending champion for a reason, you know? He is the defending champion for a reason. He's not going to want that crown to go to someone else. He's going to be very disappointed if he doesn't at least get to the finals to contest it. And it looks like he may be heading there very, very soon. A push up the center. 11 units to 19, 24 kills to 18, 6 to 5 cities, and a massive 33 stars to 24. Just what could Reece do? This is overwhelming force. Again, I think he surrendered that Western City. Another Juggernaut in the water. Another Swordsman in the center. We get it. You have a military budget.
Yeah, he's not going to be able to defend that that one city there. Simply too many units. CrocsToSchool is double units up now. And these are the kind of trades that actually, shift the tides of the game. Like when you're able to effectively make decent trades like that, you're also saving stars, right?
Absolutely.
One player spends 3 stars on a unit, the other does the same, but one of them dies, you still have your 3 stars, whereas the other doesn't. So
he's got 50. Let's see what he can do with him. 116 on the clock now. Respirit. Chivalry.
Goes through the knights.
He's probably going to try and chain some of those catapults if we can get them all together. Knight at the back.
Now this is going to be interesting to see if he actually gets a knight through to the backline there. It's going to deal a lot of damage.
Let's see. He's 9 stars.
This is one of these moments where a good chain can shift the tide of the game.
Absolutely. And he's just got to wait for that one moment. For his part, Crocs needs to make sure that his boys stand shoulder to shoulder, cannot let that knight through. If he does, it could spell disaster in a game that he really should be winning now. He has been steadily pulling away, and it will take something major. It will take a big play, a big mistake, a single moment of indecision. And that could send Crocs packing. But for now, it is his game to lose. And in just a second, he's going to take his turn. Presumably going to siege that city in the west. Presumably going to start making moves towards the east. Let's see what he does.
So he's sieging that as expected. I think his play here really is just to focus on, can I get a great siege in the middle? Somehow damage this this warrior.
Nice.
He's in there.
It's just constant good trade after good trade. I don't know that knight's going to be able to even make it in time.
I'm not so sure.
Again, his great advantage being in control of the lakes has not worked out. Nothing in the west. A token force in the east. Giants at the gates. I think it might be time for Peth to fall.
Yeah, and again, this is early game. It looked like it might be give an interesting lake sort of naval battle here, but yeah, you can see that he's moving his units back. He definitely has vision on that knight. He knows that it's gonna come. He's making sure that even if that knight connects with the strut, then it won't be able to advance anything, right? So his units are safe.
And he has more time. Again, even right now, 118. Reece is 127. At a time when he needs to be careful and cautious about his decision making, I think he's going to be just that. Again, 20 kills, 26. Right, Reece, 1 minute 25. Make something happen.
And he's going to go for the unsieger.
Has to.
What I am considering here is he able to... No, he can't. Can't do the chain.
Yeah, I think
even if that knight goes down... 1, 2, 3, 4. That swordsman is still in the way for that catapult, so won't get through. Yeah, he's just looking to. He's just looking to try and push him back from advancing as much as possible. With that fact that he lost that city or is about, well, no, he was able to keep it.
Yeah, I mean he's kept in the west. He's killed the giant. He's halted the push. You know, to his credit, he is another knight at the back. To his credit, he is constantly looking. He's not out just yet. Again, advantage goes to Crocs. But he is not down yet, and those 2 knights are a gamble north. Will that gamble be something he's able to collect? We'll have to find out.
You know, at this stage of the game, I'm thinking like, okay, if you're Reece, what do you do here? Again, you just have to make sure that you hold off this defense. Yep. You know, and Crocs, what Crocs really needs to do here, hard push, hard push.
Completely agree. Again, the more he has the advantage in every sort of conceivable way, pushing that advantage is going to mean a much more. Ah, lovely. Well done. What a play. You see that? That's just good stuff. I don't see how he can unsiege it. I really don't. Pushes forwards to the capital, pushes forward to the next city.
There we go.
I think this could be game, set, and match Crocs. But what a fantastic showing from both of these guys. Again, Reece going down swinging, and it was never a sure thing for Crocs here. Now, I want to be proven wrong. I want to go bright red and have called it too early. Let's see if there's something Reece can do, but I'm not sure that there is.
I'm not seeing it right now. I mean, Crocs did the right thing. He went aggressive, right? Like in moments like this, Reece can do some stuff, but he also needs to make sure that his opponent doesn't do the thing that he should have done, which he should do, but which is pushing. So Crocs' school right now is, he played it very well. He moved his 1 giant next to his village, 2 villages, sieging 1. He's got 1 giant all the way over there. On the north, you know, towards the south of the map. Yeah, resigns here. He realized I can't do much.
Done, Crocs. Fantastic showing there from Crocs, showing why he is the reigning defending champion of his tribe, and he rightfully goes to the final.